Trump is reportedly getting ready to begin bailing out American farmers as the agricultural sector gets squeezed by this trade war. As Washington and other governments cut their citizens off from foreign exports in an effort to reshuffle trade levels, the exports of several key American commodities have plunged. Among the most affected materials are agricultural products like soybeans and pork. The fact is that government restrictions on trade hurt everyone to at least some degree. But because of how the American agricultural market is set up, farmers tend to experience a lot of the most dramatic and visible pain. To offset that in his first term, when Trump started a trade war with China that these days looks minor by comparison, the federal government rolled out massive bailouts for farmers and agricultural firms. These bailouts ended up being so large that they used up virtually all the revenue Trump's tariffs were generating. This time around, the trade war involves much higher tariffs and face-offs with many more countries than just China. So, not only are the projected losses in the agricultural sector much larger, but on the supply side, the materials farmers need to grow crops and raise livestock are quickly becoming harder to get. If Trump doesn't want this blowing up in his face just yet, he's going to have to roll out some major bailouts that would temporarily shift much of this economic pain from the farmers to the rest of the tax-paying public. Depending on how specifically they're funded, the bailouts will either blow through much of the tariff revenue raised so far, or slam the public with even higher prices or taxes in the future if funded through money printing or borrowing. It should go without saying that this would not be sustainable. A system of restricted trade and heavy government bailouts will create a poorer country where even more people are dependent on the federal government to make a living. Trump should, at the very least, embrace the faction within his team pushing to quickly negotiate away trade barriers on all sides, rather than the protectionists who have deluded themselves into thinking we'd all be better off in an economy dependent on permanent government trade restrictions and frequent bailouts. Even better, Trump could shift to a strategy that utilizes the enormous economic leverage the U.S. government has over the rest of the world, through its foreign and military aid programs as an example, to force other governments to drop their tariffs on us without hurting the American people in the process. Bailouts are not the answer. They're not a fix. They will, at best, delay and worsen this unnecessary problem.